Yo, it's your man C. Scott. Welcome back to Coffee Grind. And this week we're going to be continuing up the conversation that we had with Octavius Davis about the pursuit of passion. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Pursuit of passion. We're also going to be talking about taking accountability, so watch out for that. And also one of the last things we're going to be talking about is affirmations and meditation. And then my man's gonna drop our social media links and such, which is gonna be in the comments below. But this is part 2 of the Pursuit of Passion here on Coffee Grind. Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Now, have you noticed that when you're walking your purpose and everything, that, like you said, just things just start opening up, that you're just like, but it's like seamless, whereas before you would have had to beat, but now it's just like, it's just popping open for you?
Yes, but it's not happening in the way that I would have expected for it to happen. Right. And that's where a lot of my problems lied in my 20s and 30s.
Gotcha.
The mere fact that I'm saying, yeah, I remember when I was in my 20s and I remember when I was in my 30s. Kind of got trapped. Right. But see, in my teens, 20s, and 30s, my expectations were skewed.
Okay.
My belief system had me thinking that God was going to do it all.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta talk about that for a little bit. Yeah, we gotta talk about that for a little bit. That's a huge one.
Well, why you trying to figure it out? God had already worked it out.
Yeah.
And all these different cliches had me believing God was going to do it all.
Right.
I got
all
the
you
talent.
had to do is just sit back and believe.
Yeah.
Have the faith.
Have faith.
Yeah.
Well, mid to late 30s, I began to realize, hold on, there's some bullshit.
A lot of people skip over that faith without works is dead part.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what I began realizing was, if any door is going to open, Octavius, you have to be ready, willing, and able to build the door and open it yourself.
Right.
And once you've built that door and have opened that door, there will be people that was observing you while you were building it.
Right.
They wanted to see if you were going to be consistent.
Yep.
And stay with the task of completing that project.
Right.
And then once you completed the project, they wanted to see if the door was going to actually work.
Yeah.
And then when they saw you walk through that door that you built, guess what that motivates them to do? Well, hey, I have a door over here that I'd love to have you walk through for me.
Right.
It's easy to put the onus and responsibility on a supreme being.
Man, you ain't
to take our lives where we say we believe for it to go.
Right.
When in actuality, the onus and the responsibility lies on us.
Right. 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But see, I've never, since becoming an adult, I did not realize how irresponsible we are as adults.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, we want other people,
Oh, yeah.
including a Santa Claus in the sky, to take on the burden and responsibility of our mess, or our mistakes, or our path.
All right.
It's on us.
Yeah.
And so what I've noticed happening is those ideas are sparking within me. And even with my motivational speaking path, I'm gambling on me.
Yeah.
You know, and doing something that I do not enjoy doing. Oh, he's a motivational speaking coach. He teaches other motivational speakers how to book more gigs and things of that nature for themselves. His name is Benji Bruce, Benji, Benji. Great content. Every week he is putting out some phenomenal content. And one of the things that I heard him say the other week is he believes one of the biggest mistakes that's perpetuated in life and business is when people are told to do what you love.
Okay.
And he believes that's one of the greatest mistakes, because in the process of doing what you love, what about all that stuff over here that you hate? that you don't enjoy doing.
Okay, I can see that.
But if it's not tended to, guess what? You're not going to be doing what you love for long.
Right.
Well, I agree with him, but I have to amend his comment just a bit, and that's what I've begun doing for myself. In order to do what we love, we have to learn to like what we hate.
Yeah.
I don't like administrative, organizational type stuff.
Right.
That's not me.
Yeah.
You know, for some of the things that I'm teaching myself, I'm creating an online course, and I'm having to immerse myself in all this information, and it's requiring me to learn stuff that I don't want to learn.
Right. Right.
Because my base personality don't care about that stuff.
Right.
But in order to continue doing what I love,
you got to.
I have to like this.
Right.
I have to learn it and like
Right.
it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do what I love.
Yeah.
And so for me, that's what the journey has been. Okay, if it's something that I believe I'm supposed to, not supposed to do, because supposed to gives the presumption that there's providence.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's something that I believe I want to do,
Right.
that I want to channel my energy towards, and I want the universe to bend to that will, then I have to be willing to sell out to it 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so for those opportunities, as I'm selling out to creating, I've been seeing different opportunities come my way. It hasn't been the continual flow and stream the way I would like to see.
Right.
But the name of the game is consistency.
Yep.
So I believe as I continue to be consistent, those opportunities will come.
Keep coming. Right. So, man, there's so many different thoughts that I have with all the stuff that you, I'm unpacking all the stuff in my head of what you said.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you think, because I know for myself, I think it, but I mean, do you think like you had to go through that when you were 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and that 30 to 40 to be, like you had to have those building blocks to kind of be where you're at now? I mean, do you think you would have been able to do what you're doing now in your 30s?
That is the...
Because I know I wouldn't. I'm still in my 30s.
That's what... just so you know, you old. I'm still in my 30s.
I've got 6 more months. I'm still in my 30s.
Just so you know.
I just wanted to throw that out.
Just want to put that out there. You old as dirt. That's what you to know.
You got a few more months on me.
That's the paradox of life, man. No, I would not.
Yeah.
I do not. No, forget believe. I know.
Yeah.
I would not be the man that I am, where I am, had it not been for those things.
All right.
And that's part of the reason why I believe so many other people have not become or are not in the process of becoming who they're meant to be, because they don't want to go through it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
Or they may, and you know as well as I, you're going to go through it one way or the other, willingly or unwillingly.
Yeah.
But if we unwillingly go through those things, we are closed off from learning the lessons that are necessary to help us become.
Right.
Because it's ugly, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's going to look like.
Nope.
Right? I mean, you're speaking about, because life don't play fair.
No.
Right?
Not at all. Yeah.
I told a young lady some years ago, I said, look, one of the things you got to understand, I said, life don't respect nobody.
Nope.
We have to make life respect us.
Right.
Well, life throws all kind of things our way. Challenges, death, financial crises. I mean, you name it. It's like, it's all, as far as life is concerned, it's all good for the gander. Right? But there are lessons to be learned through those experiences. And I'm not one, and again, I know I keep kind of going back and forth to my spiritual roots. I'm not going to say I believe or I don't believe. A supreme being places different things on us to teach us a lesson.
Right.
I just believe if it's raining outside and if you don't have an umbrella or a raincoat, you're going to get wet.
Yeah.
If you do have an umbrella or a raincoat, you're going to get wet. I just believe that.
Yeah.
But for our journey, wherever it is that we believe we're supposed to get to, if we believe it, or where we say we want to go, all right. Well, according to the directions of how to make a cake, You need eggs, milk, butter, oil, cake mix, whatever those ingredients are.
Right.
It's going to require some pressure, some heat, some stirring things up and everything else for that process if you want the end result of that cake.
Right.
Now, if you don't want to go through the process of that cake, well, you can go into the little corner store
And go buy yourself.
go buy yourself one,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But you can't complain about the quality or the lack of results
Right.
if that's the route you choose to go.
Right. Right.
And so whatever souffle life is helping me to make and create, I just hope that I'll continue to keep and maintain a right heart and clear perspective while growing through the process. Simply because I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to be required to get there. That vision that my mom had and that I've had, that my wife has even shared having of me and all of these people.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to cost me.
Right.
I don't know what it's going to cost me.
Yeah.
But I'll never know what the cost is if I never step to the register.
Yeah. Right.
You see what I mean? So it's been a lot of hurt. It's been a lot of, and when I say hurt that I've received and hurt that I've caused along the way. And I can't walk any of it back.
Yep. No, you can't.
You see what I'm saying? All I can do is continue moving forward and, doing my best to put those attempts in to get better.
Right.
To avoid making the previous mistake, and to learn from it and, draw from it, while moving forward.
Yeah. And I think just to kind of go to what you're saying, I think one of the biggest things, especially if you have a spiritual background, you're raised in the church or what have you, I think it's easy enough to forgive people all day long, but it sure as hell is hard to forgive yourself. And I think that's one of the big things is taking that step back and saying, okay, I screwed up. I made this mistake, whatever. And I'm going to be as bold to say, okay, the devil didn't do this to me. You know what I'm saying? I messed up.
In my mind, today, it's like when I hear people say the devil X, Y, Z,
man.
This character, the devil, I'm sure he probably like,
right. I haven't even looked your way in years.
He gotta know that. I ain't even on me. But that goes back to what I said before about irresponsible adults. There's a whole lot of irresponsible adulting going on, man. Yeah. And that rabbit hole goes deep as far as where that culture stems from. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for those that really want to see the greater come to pass in their lives, we have to be willing to say, you know what? It's all on me.
Yep. It's easy to blame a scapegoat.
Yep.
And it's easy, and that's for a lot of that stuff. Man, look here. This one lady, I was at a store, and the ATM was down.
Yeah.
And she said the devil was busy. I'm like, okay.
No, you wasn't busy. Because you got insufficient funds in your ATM.
Your ATM is down. It's like the devil, like you said, man, the devil's like, yo, why am I getting blamed for all this? But it's easy to, what you were saying earlier about, God having, this supreme purpose. It's easy to throw that on somebody else. Yeah. I think, instead of just actually taking the responsibility to say, hey, I screwed this up. I could have done this. Yep. And it's one of those things where it's just like, it's just take responsibility. But I think people want to pawn that off on these two deities. Be able to say, well, God, well, this. Yep. And not saying that God, universe, whatever name you put on the door, doesn't have any type of, any type of influence on that. But it's like, at the same time, it's like, people think they need to take responsibility. Yeah. Responsibility is a key thing.
It's a huge part of it, man. You spoke about, who's initiating all of this, right? Now, here's what I believe. I believe that we are all connected.
Yep, I'm right there with you.
Human life, animal life, plant life, you know, on the, you know, and I sucked in science and biology, but, you know, but on whatever smallest degree life exists, we're all connected. Every last one of us, you know, and I'm a bit of a cryptozoologist, you know, buff, you know, even entities outside of this world, all connected. With over 1 billion plus planets, we ain't the only one.
Can be.
All connected, right? But what I believe is that specifically on this plane, on this earth, the gifts and talents that we have, the passion that fuels us to operate in those gifts and talents, and the why, the purpose that we choose to move forward in to display those talents should be to give mankind an offering of saying, here's how I can best help us advance and become better.
I agree.
Right? Well, the level of benevolence that comes along with operating in your purest form of purpose in that way, that's divine through and through.
Yes.
You know, like you said, and I love that saying, regardless of the name that you put on the door, I mean, that is love. You see what I mean? And one of the reasons why I believe our planet is in the state that it's in is because so many of us have not taken responsibility for becoming who we are designed to become. I got an iPhone. Right? Now, this thing has so many features. I've never used all the features in this phone. Right? But if the only thing I used this phone for was the little flashlight that comes on the front, I would have grossly mishandled the purpose of this device. Right? Especially if I found myself in a situation where I had an emergency and I needed to get in contact with somebody. And I turn on the little light. Maybe find SOS.
Exactly. I was just thinking that.
Help me. Help me.
Somebody come.
Somebody coming. Well, if I knew how to use the device properly, all I have to do is call for help. So many of us are mishandling ourselves because we don't know what's on the inside of our toolbox. We don't know. And the work that's required, the effort, the energy that's required, depending upon what stage in life a person may be in, they may not want to put in that effort.
It's effort. It's work.
Oh yeah. You know, for me, I think it became. It was somewhat easy for me. It took some work, and it was some, you know, I don't know, not sure's going throughout high school, because at 13 my voice developed into this. You see what I mean? And I had for years, man, even while in high school, oh, you should do radio. Your voice is gonna be what get you money. I'm like, I really think I want to be a barber. Seriously. You know, I went to cosmetology school, dance school. I mean, bruh, the journey of discovery, right? Well, when I finally latched on to, okay, it's something with my voice. As I mentioned, at 19, I'm like, I'm supposed to say something, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Right? Now, here's what's interesting. Going back to the question you asked about everything that I went through, did I believe it would help me become who I am? So, developed the voice at 13. At 19, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to say something to people, but I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to say. Right? Because of my affiliation with church at that time, I thought it was the good news of the gospel. At 29 years old in Tallahassee, Florida, you know, cussing out God and everything else, saying, you know what, forget it, I'm gonna kill myself. Octavius, you can either take your life or dedicate your life pursuing what you are truly passionate about. The pursuit of passion.
There you go.
That message was given to me at 29 years old. Right? At 39, like 3 months ago,
I had to come back to you.
I began doing my Pursuit of Passion blog.
So it took that decade.
And It probably should not have had to take so long.
Okay.
You know, I believe mentors and guidance can
Yeah.
help us collapse
yeah.
time frames. I ain't had none of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But despite not having that, I do believe, and this is the conversation that I was speaking to the universe about on the morning of my birthday while meditating. My confession is that, the previous 20 years
Yeah.
of my life
Yeah.
that was invested in uncertainty, insecurity, all those different things will be compounded within the next 10 years of my life.
Yeah.
So the marathon run between 40 and 50 is going to produce 30 years
Yep.
of results
Yep.
and impact.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
And because of the 20 years that you had
Yep.
to go through, I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm right there with you.
And you know, it's something that I've been noticing, man. I'm sometimes a social media stalker,
Okay.
you know, of other people that I admire.
Right.
You know, even right here in Jacksonville,
Right.
Terrence Pickett, A-Train, Gene.com, those three in particular.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of their content. Those brothers a couple of years older than me. I ain't the oldest one in the conversation now. But just and I would have to have a conversation with them to find out the exact age.
Yeah.
But just based on what I've observed over the past, 2 to 3 years at least, I didn't really start seeing these brothers pick up momentum until they
Right.
hit their 40s.
Right. Yeah. Because I truly believe, and my mom has always said this, she was like, you never know yourself until you're 30. I
Yeah.
think at 30
Yeah.
is when you start kind of waking up from that haze.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And the haze is real.
It is.
Yeah.
You think, or at least I thought,
Yeah.
that when I was 20, 21, I thought I knew it all.
Yeah.
I'm just freshly married,
Ain't
all
know
this kind of stuff. I
nothing.
know it all. I ain't know
Yeah.
not a damn thing, but
Yeah.
I knew it. But at 30 is when your eyes start opening up. And then I think that I think that's almost kind of where actually life really starts beginning.
Yeah.
At least for your adult life.
Yeah, I agree.
And then that 10-year time period is where people can either, put that work in and and then make that 40 that push.
Yeah.
Or, they can squander that 30 and then I think they get into a just roller coaster, not even a roller coaster ride. I would just say that they just go wherever.
Yeah.
I was going to say the path takes them, but not even that, wherever that social conditioning takes them. And then that's when it just, I'm going to watch my shows, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to live for the weekend. And all that happens because, I think that 30 to 40 time period is so important.
Yeah, it's extremely important, man. At 39, man, when I turned 39, this is before the visitation, my thought process was, well, you blew it.
Right.
You squandered the talent. You were the most talented, voted most talented in your high school, and everybody pegged you to be the one that was gonna.
Yeah.
I blew it.
All right.
I'm out here slanging this life insurance now.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
barely making ends meet now.
Yeah.
I blew it.
Yeah.
And mentally, I began shutting down. Like you mentioned, I began shutting down because I'm like, I'm about to be 40.
Right.
What I look like out here at 40 still, whooping and it's like, no, I'm shutting it down. But even with that, perspective.
Yeah.
I realize it's all about perspective. Because now at 40, bro, I'm excited about my 40s.
Yeah.
Because of the expectation. I'm expecting 30 years of productivity within 10 years.
Right.
That has me, I have a reason to live now. I have something to be excited about.
Right.
And the reason why I frame it that way, I've heard it said that typically a person that retires, within 2 to 3 years, they die.
Exactly.
They die.
You know what's funny? I was talking to, not to cut you off, but I was talking to somebody at the gym yesterday, a couple of days ago, and what happened is I have a law coach that I was in mock trial at Fletcher, and we went on the nationals and everything. And he was coaching for years.
Yeah.
This dude actually retired the same year my mom retired. Right? He had what he liked to call a living funeral, where people like from all over. Which I'm mad. If any of y'all see this, nobody called me and let me know that y'all were doing this for Coach Lang. But anyway.
You feel some kind of way.
I'm feeling some kind of way about that. But they had like a lot of his students come, And I think that was on like a Friday. And he was kind of packing up his room because he retired and everything. And I lie not to you, Sunday, massive heart attack and died.
Are you serious?
Massive heart attack and died. So I completely agree
Wow.
that if somebody, if like when you retire, unless you've got something else going on,
Yep.
yeah, you just start withering away.
You check out.
Yeah.
And I mentally, I experienced that last year.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Once the visitation happened, the conversation with my wife about focusing my brilliance towards me,
Yeah.
it gave me, like what I kind of see in my mind is, when they put the shocker thing on you,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
it gave me a jolt.
Yeah.
And then as the year continued to progress, the McGowan, contract,
All right.
another jolt.
Right,
Being asked to come and do different speaking engagements,
Right.
having the idea to start my own speaking series, The
Right.
Pop Life, those things resuscitated me and helped me to
going.
realign my focus and say, no.
Right.
My best year is still ahead of me.
Yep.
They often say, you ain't seen nothing yet. No, I ain't seen nothing yet.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Because my daily affirmation that I speak over my life, I am one of the most sought after motivational speakers in the world.
Okay.
I am a New York Times best-selling author and audiobook author.
I'm gonna be stealing these just so you know.
Yeah. He gonna have them listen to it at night, listen in his ear on repeat.
Yep.
I have a internationally syndicated radio and television show.
Nice.
I make millions of dollars a year with my voice and millions of dollars a year with my ideas.
All right.
And I help millions upon millions upon millions of people pursue their passion in life.
Right.
That's what I'm now focused on and conditioned towards.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about social media, we spoke about collapsing time frames. Well, we're collapsing audiences now with social media.
Yeah.
This video, it might get 200 views, it might get 1,000 views.
Right.
But guess what? Those numbers go towards those millions upon millions upon millions of people
Right.
that I'm impacting to pursue their passion in life.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Exactly.
So I feel like I have a new purpose and perspective on life, because unlike my 20s, I now have the confidence.
Yeah.
Unlike my 30s, I have certainty of knowing what it is
Yeah.
that I'm supposed to do. Since we're throwing around Bible scriptures, well, if a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways, a single-minded man
Gotta be
is
safe.
unstoppable
Yeah.
in all his ways.
Yeah.
You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And I now have that single-mindedness
Yep.
that's coming into focus.
Right.
And man, I'm excited to see what other people will be able to do through their lives by me simply yielding to the flow.
Right. Right. So, man, so many things though. I know we don't
Yeah.
have a ton of time, but there's so many things I want to touch on. But
Yeah.
I do want to touch on this, because this is something I talk about a decent amount. It's something that's actually going to be in this workshop I got coming up. So you mentioned affirmations, and throughout this you talked about meditation. Like, is that some of the things I guess you could say in your toolbox that you think has really kind of turned that corner for you?
Yeah, it really is, man. When I left religion,
Yeah.
organized religion, I felt really lost, man,
Yeah.
because I was so committed. I was a fanatic.
Yeah.
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 I was sold out, man, and my prayer life was precious to me.
Yeah.
That opportunity to connect and communicate and receive was precious to me.
Right.
But when I left that world, I didn't know
Yeah.
what I was supposed to do anymore.
Right.
I'm like, well, do I pray?
Yeah.
Or do I? There was just so many
Kinda
uncertainties.
just in limbo.
I was in limbo,
Yeah.
man. And that lasted for a good part of my 30s.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, well, I don't know.
Right.
So one of the things about organized religion is organized.
Yep.
It's organized.
You know what you're doing on Sunday.
Yeah. They're going to tell me how to think.
Yep.
I'm going to be told what to read.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so when you break away from that, when you unplug from the matrix,
Oh man, we can go on a whole nother
bro,
conversation.
I love
on
that. That's my trilogy, bro. when we unplug,
Yeah.
that was so scary for me, man. I remember when in Tallahassee and submitting the resignation letter and telling God, yo, I'm done with all of this. I'm done.
Yeah.
I would travel back to Jacksonville terrified, man, gripping my steering wheel and in a sweat because I'm like, man, the devil gonna kill me. The pastor was preaching messages about being out of the will of God and how the devil will kill you, which I believe he was just doing that trying to scare me up so I wouldn't resign. But no, bro, I'm out of here. If, like I told God, if going after what I'm passionate about is gonna send me to hell, I'm about to earn it. I told him straight up.
Yeah.
And so towards my late 30s is when I began getting a better understanding about meditation.
Okay.
You know,
Gotcha.
And I'm still not at the consistency that I would like to be with my meditating. But it's a muscle, you know, like any other muscle. So I just have to be more consistent and diligent with it. Without it, I would not have the spectrum of clarity that I currently have. Because again, if we're all connected, which we are, right? Because again, like I said, I have a challenge with providence. You know, saying that this is what your destiny beckons you. I have a challenge with that. However, again, I do believe that there is a supreme life force and energy that we are conduits of in this world. And because of the giftings that each of us have been given, I believe that the source knows best how to use us, or rather use those gifts in us, through us, to get the message out to the world. And I believe that can only happen through meditation.
You got to tap in.
Got to tap in. Yeah. You know, it reminds me of Avatar, the movie Avatar. You know, and was it is it Gaia or Aya? I can't remember.
I haven't seen that movie. Here we go. I've seen snippets here and there.
The only movie Chauncey has ever seen is The Matrix.
It's The Matrix, and you know, hey, but Marvel, I can sit here and talk all day about Marvel.
Well, I think Gaia is the name of the tree, if I'm not mistaken, in the movie Avatar. Well, on this planet, Gaia feeds life to every being on this planet. And for the indigenous species there, they worship Gaia. And I'm gonna use a different word. They tap into Gaia.
There you go.
And what's so beautiful about that in the movie, the creatures, even the beings themselves, they have like these dreads, right? And there's like tentacles at the end that they can connect with another person.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that connection, by tapping in here, it helps us to better connect here.
Right.
You know what I mean? But without meditation, no. And even though it's not at the level of intensity that I would like, just at the fraction of it that I've dedicated towards it so far, I've received so much. You know, hey, how's it going? I received so much. You know, so definitely meditation.
And I think it's just so important because, and I always say this, and people have said this before, but you know, it really clicked with me because you know, when you're praying, typically you always ask God, whatever, please. When you meditate, you take that time to slow down. And to listen. And you hear that voice. And then clarity just comes from that. And even just the fact that it's quiet in your mind. You know, to be able to just have your own thoughts and not the 40 million thoughts that are always flooding around there. But hold on, let me make sure. There we go. We got the alarm going. I know we're running low on time.
It's good, man.
It's a good conversation, man. But just real quick to touch on, so affirmations. Because, you know, self-help has been something I've been deep into, and my whole life changed with that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But like, so affirmations was something I learned in the book. Now, how do you do yours? Do you say them in front of a mirror? Do you write them out? Because the ones I do is I typically will write them out full page. every day when I'm really into it for at least 30 days. So do you just say it? Because but I've heard other people just they get in front of a mirror and say it to themselves, or you know, even write it have it all over the place. Like how do you do yours?
For me, I just have the one right now.
Okay.
And I have it memorized.
Yeah.
So I rehearse it to myself verbally, out loud.
Okay.
I believe that our voice is one of the most powerful tools that we have to create our world. Right. For myself, because my voice I know my voice is a gift, and there's a certain power that my voice has, just in general, in the lives of other people. I'd be foolish to not hit myself with some of that medicine too.
Yes.
And so for me, the next step is going to be, because I do voiceovers, is going to be recording those affirmations and then listening to them throughout the day, listening to them while I'm asleep, because there's so many others. Affirmations can be used for every area of our lives, man. And so for me, now that I have that general overall affirmation, I'm about to transition and begin making more personalized ones, you know, in different areas of my life that have been challenges for me. You know, it's time to bring those challenges to a close the chapter on those challenges, so to speak.
Gotcha. And the one thing I like what you're saying about putting it, you know, of course, you know, you got that radio voice too, but putting it in your ear during night, because I do a lot of like meditation type music and synchronization music at night too. So, and I've done some meditations before. I need to get back into it. The reason why I did the whole the writing thing, and this isn't anything I read in a book, that just came to me. I was like, whenever you have an idea, I think it's in the ether, right? Yeah. It's out there, and you pretty much tune into it to receive it. But I like, for me, the act of writing actually brings it out of the whatever mental ether plane and brings it into this physical plane, because now it's written and it's actually on something physical. So
I like that.
That's the reason why the writing. But I've always seen other people, or not always, but you know, some people have said that they do the talking out loud or having it somewhere. But for me, the physical act of writing it is actually bringing it into this physical plane. But I like what you're saying though about the having it in your own voice and then speaking it into existence too. So
well, and I like what you're saying about writing it. You know, and I believe there's a healthy dose of power in the both of them. You know. And so I have it mentally, but I'm gonna write that bad boy down now.
I'm gonna take what you said, and I'm gonna flip that, add that into it too. And that's the reason why I love doing stuff like this, because you just pick up different ideas and different thoughts and that type of stuff. And I know it's time. You know, I know you gotta run. It's getting that time. Man. But man, we gotta do this again.
Indeed, man. And if
I'm gonna put you on the spot and just say we gotta do this again.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it again, man. And I just want to throw something out there, you know, for your viewers. I created.
I was gonna ask you about that next.
I created a 10-question guide. I mentioned what's coming into 2018. It's like, all right, what's gonna be the move? You know, I'm gonna channel my brilliance towards myself, but how is this gonna look? Well, I created this guide, 10 highly effective questions for discovering your genius.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. Genius has absolutely nothing to do with intelligence, and intelligence has nothing to do with education. Right. For me, genius is when someone has identified, mastered, and implemented the area of their gifting for the betterment of mankind. You see what I mean? So these are the 10 questions in the guide that I began asking myself, and that I took the time to actually answer, to help me begin charting the path that I was going to take. And so I want to encourage your viewers to download this guide. Go to my Instagram page, OD the VC, and you're going to link it perfect. Download the guide. Take the time to go through and answer those questions. Because if you're frustrated with your current situation, confused about your next situation, don't know why your situation is your situation, these questions, I believe, is a good first step to begin saying, okay, well, maybe this is the path I need to begin down to begin pursuing my passion.
Gotcha. And so there's two other things I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Just kind of, if you could just let everybody know about. So you got a book out, right?
Yeah, I wrote an ebook.
It's an ebook.
Yeah, an ebook on voice acting.
Right.
I've had so many people throughout the years ask, how can I get into this, or so on and so forth. And so, I'm very transparent. I've never had a voiceover coach. I want one,
Right.
but I've never had one.
Right.
And so my 12-year voiceover career has been a lot of trial and error. And so what I've sought to do with this book, 5 Easy Steps to Getting Started in the Voiceover Industry, was to condense 12 years of information to help someone who's a novice or who's not even at a novice level yet.
Yeah.
They're just at least interested in getting into it. Take the time to read this book to determine if this is something that you really want to do. And if it is, these are at least some very simple, basic steps you can begin taking that'll help clear up a lot of the confusion as they seek to get into the business.
Right. Gotcha. So that's available through. I'm gonna link it, but where would they find it at?
Right now, there's a link. I send it out through SendOwl.
Okay. Cool.
There is a cost associated to it. It's a $25 book.
Yeah.
I figured if someone is not willing to invest the $25 to get the book,
They're not gonna do anything.
I'm not willing to invest 5 minutes in telling them how to get into voiceover, because there's a dual exchange there when it comes to investing in yourself.
Right.
But yes, it's through SendOwl. Soon it'll be linked to my website. It's not linked to my website yet, but yeah, through SendOwl.
Okay, I'll link that up. And then also, so you're doing videos as well.
Yeah.
So what? Tell us a little bit about that. Tell them a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I mentioned that at 19 I knew I was supposed to be saying something, but at 39 is when I began doing my vlog. The vlog is the pursuit of passion.
Yep.
I actually began writing them back in 2012.
Okay.
But I'm now rolling them out.
Yeah.
And so you can get it on all of my social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and YouTube.
Okay.
It's on all those different channels. OD the VC is my social media handle for Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Octavius Davis for LinkedIn and Twitter, as well as YouTube.
I have that all linked up.
And basically what I've sought to do with this vlog, which I was terrified to roll this vlog out, by the way.
Okay.
I remember the day before I released the very first one, I told my wife, I was almost like kind of hyperventilating at home.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, what if the people don't like it? And I'm extremely extroverted when I'm on stage.
Right.
And I will do a whole lot of stuff that a sane-minded person would not do.
Right.
But there was something about exposing my heart in this way.
Yeah.
And feeling scared about releasing it to the masses.
How are people gonna react to it?
How they gonna react to it?
Are they gonna accept me?
Yeah. And so it's a 2-minute vlog that is packed with a motivational message relating to pursuing your passion.
Right.
But in the style that best suits my personality.
Right.
I can be very animated and comical and things of that nature, and I seek to throw those comedic anecdotes in there.
Yeah, man.
Whether it's me talking about a bad situation I experienced, or if it's just me being goofy.
Yeah.
Because I want people to see that, whether they see me on television or hear me on the radio, I'm a very real dude.
Right.
That's very short of a few sandwiches of a picnic in my mind. Because like the one that I'm releasing on November 19th, when I was writing it, I was like, are you really gonna do it? But on the inside, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Yes, I am. But that's what the pursuit of passion is, man. And I'm something that Gary Vee, I learned from watching one of Gary Vee's videos that helped me tremendously when I launched this vlog. He said one of the biggest mistakes content creators make is focusing on the numbers.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
Don't focus on views, don't focus on likes, focus on being consistent.
That's it.
With getting the content out.
That's it.
And that's all I'm focused on.
That's it.
So if you go to my YouTube channel and the video only got 8 views, well, guess what? You can be view number 9. Just click play. Because it's not about the views, it's about the message.
Keep letting it loop.
Just put it on loop. That's what it is, man. It's the Pursuit of Passion blog.
Gotcha. Awesome, man. I appreciate it, dude. Man.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna be watching this like, okay, what'd he say? All right, cool.
See, that's that wisdom you acquire
yeah,
when
exactly.
you turn
I'm
40.
like, all right, cool. Yep,
You turn
yep.
40. You become distinguished. I
so
get you a
I've got-
smoker's jacket and a pipe when you turn 40. I don't have one, but I get you.
So I got like 6 more months before all of it gets downloaded into me.
When you wake up on your 40th birthday, you're gonna look like the world's most was it the Dusakis commercial?
Oh, the
You know
most
what
interesting man.
When you turn 40, that's how you're gonna look. Exactly.
Just grays everywhere.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
You like Noah coming from the mount or whatever. You like
So I'm
Moses
telling
from the
you,
mount.
when you wake up 40th birthday, just instant wisdom just gonna download in you.
Like, oh wow, this is what Octavius was
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about.
telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's
Oh
coming.
man. All right, but
It was a
I
good
know you got
time,
to get
man.
out
Thank
here.
you.
Definitely appreciate it, man. And I guess we're gonna do let's do a pose for the screenshot. That's her. All right, I'm on screenshot. I appreciate it, brother.
Hey, thank you,
All right,
brother.
man. Definitely
Anytime.
pleasure.